Hello, everybody. It's me, Carl Smith. I am the writer behind Lake Lord Publishing. We've recently taken on a few more writers through our Black Hawk project, but for the most part, Lake Lord is a labor of love for me. It's my self-publishing imprint. If you're watching this video, more than likely you either know me or my works, and we're kind of one and the same. I wanted to start recording some videos for this channel. Starting off on a phone in my car might not be the most promising of starts, but really there's nowhere to go but up from here, right? If I start this way, it's basically a Facebook Live video for YouTube. But I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit and talk about some of the projects I have going on currently, and not take up too much time. I guess the time is down here for you; it's up here for me. But anyway, again, Carl D. Smith is my name. I do some writing. I like imaginative fiction. You'll see a little bit of stuff for kids, some stuff for adults. It never gets really extreme with me, but there's a little bit of something there for everybody. The biggest thing I want to talk about today, though, is a project that has nothing to do with writing per se. It's the new thing that's going to appear on this very YouTube channel in its own playlist, known as PWPA Power. PWPA Power is a concept that I had. There was this happy accident of like manic creative energy and some events that happen in real life, and I happened to watch just the right videos online or on Disney Plus, and I decided I wanted to get into making puppets. But what in the world would I have my puppets do? Well, as luck would have it, I was very into, and maybe still am very into, pro wrestling. I'm in a pro wrestling phase of my rotating list of hobbies, and I decided I wanted to make a kids' puppet show that involved adults as well, centered around pro wrestling, as if pro wrestling is a normal everyday thing that people are familiar with, and sort of demystify and have fun with it. Just like the Muppet Show was a variety show, was vaudevillian, something that doesn't really translate maybe so well to kids these days, but the assumption was there is that it was perfectly normal for these Muppets to be putting on this variety show for audiences weekly, and sort of the antics to go on behind the scenes. And so my pro wrestling show, PWA Power, is going to be that, in essence, a narrative show based around a company of puppets that work in a regional wrestling promotion in the Midwest. And there'll be little life lessons in there, maybe a little educational content. But the biggest thing I want the show to provide, other than an outlet for my own creativity, is an opportunity for people to become involved in the creative process and to send us viewer-generated content to share on the show. The initial concept of PWA Power was going to be just me making puppet wrestlers cutting promos, which are those loud, noisy interviews that they used to do on television, where they said how badly they wanted to beat someone in the ring, or how dominant they're going to be once they are world champion. These sorts of things. I wanted to make puppets that did those sorts of speeches with a lot of style and a lot of character, and then invite others to invent their own puppets, their own characters, and to call out other people's puppets, call out their own puppets, and sort of build this world mythology of all these puppet wrestlers who are talking about wrestling but not actually wrestling ever on camera. And it grew from there, but the open invitation still stands. I want you all to be involved, whatever you think you're comfortable with your particular gifts as far as creativity, and we'll find a way to use it in the show. Primarily, I want you to come up with puppet ideas, even if they are a paper doll glued to a popsicle stick. I want them recorded on your phone like I'm doing now, and have little conversations, little promos that you're going to cut on each other. Build a mythology about your own regional wrestling scene, and we'll work it into the greater mythology. It's a project that's near and dear to my heart. It's going to involve my children. Puppeteering and puppets are something that I love as much as I love animation and comic books and fantasy novels. These are all things that are a part of my lifeblood, and real life isn't that much fun, but creativity is very fun. And for those of us of my generation who were raised on highly creative content, people who were taught how to read, how to write, how to do math, how to count, how to treat one another by monsters, by furry, hand-operated monsters, taught us the things that we use daily in our adult life to survive. And I want to create something that contributes to that same aesthetic. Something that's fun and enduring and escapist, but at the same time useful. Things that you can carry forward or even apply to a child's life, for even if at a brief moment of time, or something that they look back later and say, that is a skill or that is a conversation that I recall happening on a much more basic level, but I'm already prepared to deal with that because it was introduced to me in a way that was appropriate for my age and for the timing. I want PWPA Action to eventually evolve to that, but it won't without that extra little spark of creativity. On my next video, which I'll post, I want to talk a little bit about creativity and about the collaboration between creatives who have different medias that they work in, different levels of skill, and I want to encourage you to just jump off the diving board and do something. You'll be surprised at how quick you level up. Human beings are amazing at their ability to learn, to create, to adapt, and sometimes all it does is takes is just starting the process. And you'll be surprised at how fast you level up and end up with a product that surprises even you. And I want to offer you a platform to be a part of, to allow for this reason to take that first step. Again, my name's Carl Smith. I would appreciate if you subscribe to this channel and like this particular video. Head over to my playlists. The PWPA Road to Action is up there now. They're cheesy little phone shot videos that I goofed around with as I was getting comfortable with the concept and with some of the video software. And so that when I hit the ground with the first episode of PWA Power, which is coming very soon, that it will look semi-professional and kind of work out all the bugs beforehand. And I think it's worked. It's helped me in a lot of ways, but that's stuff that we'll talk about later. But head over there, watch those videos, be sure to like them. But most importantly, please let other people know about this. If you know someone that has a creative bent, that has a knack for creativity, big imagination, and is able to dial that in to a PG or G setting, let them know about this. Have them reach out to me. They can follow me personally on Twitter at Carl Smith Writer, or here on YouTube. They can send me a message and we'll discuss the ways for them to be involved. I want this open to anybody. Just reach out to me and we'll use what we can. And this might be the start of something that becomes a passion project for you as well. Anyway, I've got to go to work. I've got to pay the bills. That's part of the reason I do this stuff, is to forget about this other stuff. But that's life as an adult. So until next time, everybody, check out my books on Amazon. Again, Carl D. Smith is the name. Check out my other YouTube channel there, my other playlist on this same channel, I should say. And follow me on Twitter. And we'll talk wrestling, we'll talk cartoons, we'll talk fantasy novels, we'll talk children's literature, we'll talk puppets, whatever you want to talk about. But let's be creative and stop wallowing in media that's being sold to us over and over and over again. Let's become people who create that media, and hopefully bring a fresh new something to the world. Pow-pa!